Big Brother's Big Spender is back. To Big Brother. You know, he couldn't wait to be evicted. He left by leaping over the wall, but he is back, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Kenneth. And also joining me in the Celebrity Big Brother is Celebrity Big Brother housemate Terry Christian and psychologist Jeffrey Beattie. So, Kenneth, you have sat across the table from some of the most dangerous men in the world, but you couldn't hack Big Brother. What happened?
My emotions got the better of me. I miss Carly, in all honesty. The message...
Hang on, Kenneth. I'm sorry that you're already getting booed there, because if you missed Carly, you did make some quite bizarre comments to the other girls in the house, especially Dogface.
Absolutely. As in, I'll be the first to admit that I did wrong, Carly. But I evolved. I learned a lot from the experience. When I was in there, what I knew has totally changed. Then I slowly realised, you know what my lifestyle was not sustainable. My whole previous character wasn't there. I've openly admit that was me then, and this is me now.
Well, you're a totally changed man in a week.
Absolutely. In all honesty, the intensity of the experience can do a lot. As in the dramatic change, albeit it's small, albeit the time was small.
Yes, but it can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Listen, Kenneth, when we closed the vote counts, you were in the lead, and the chances were that you would have left via the crowd this Friday. If it was only a matter of a couple of days, why walk? Why not actually face the crowd and have that moment? Were you afraid? I
absolutely had no idea that I was favourite to go. In all honesty, in that enclosed environment, I didn't know how the public react. I know I openly admit I was an idiot. But as in...
Can I say one other thing? There was a moment where B confronted you in the kitchen, and she was very forthright, but she really did cut straight through, I think, to the bone with you. Was that uncomfortable? And was that anything to do with you leaving?
The honesty that can't be bought, afforded to me by B, was very, very helpful to myself. As you said, she went straight to the point. I don't think it had anything at all to do with me leaving. The contraception issue really, really did get to me.
Oh, yes, I want to talk to you about that in a minute. Can I just quickly ask you about the B thing again? You just said that honesty can't be bought. Are you used to people telling you what you want to hear because you're wealthy?
Absolutely. I know that's unfortunate, but it's circumstance.
How wealthy are you just disgustingly wealthy?
I have a few dollars. I do okay.
Like millions?
More, I'd say.
More than millions?
Absolutely.
What, 100 million?
I couldn't possibly comment, but...
Well, you've commented quite fast so far. You've done quite well. I was just wondering. A lot.
I think the banking term is an ultra-high net worth individual, and the next step up is...
I'll have to look that up on Google. I've got no idea what that means. Terry, what did you make of Kenneth?
I thought he's one of the most impressive robots I've ever seen in Big Brother.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, when he said he found it emotional, I never felt any vibes at all emotionally.
Of feelings.
Coming from you. Also, whenever anybody kind of disagreed with you in the house, you did strike me as like the son of the rich people. Do you know what I mean? A rich person's son. Because it was almost like you seemed to be insulated from anybody's like criticism of you by the huge wads of cash that you grew up with, you know, around it.
But you would think that your feeling is that gave him a sort of confidence that other people...
he just didn't seem to acknowledge anybody else's point of view. I mean, I have worked with people like that, believe it or not. Funny, you meet one or two like that, don't you, in this business? But
Yeah, you do.
I kind of, as I said, I just thought it was very, very strange, and I thought you were a bit robotic. Not to get on my high horse about the whole Carly thing, but I thought that was odd as well. It just struck me as like a lot of rattling insecurity. The fact that if you're wealthy, you go in there, you talk about your wealth, you talk about women, this, that and the other. Now, maybe down the pub with your mates, but you must know that it's going out on TV.
Yes, exactly.
You can't be that thick.
Jeffrey...
Tell him off some more.
Jeffrey Beattie is a psychologist. What did you think of Kenneth?
Well, kind of from a psychology point of view, you're absolutely fascinating to watch, kind of jaw-dropping at times. And when I started watching, I thought, first of all, you were just acting, all this self-presentational stuff. Then I thought you just were engaging in lots of defence mechanisms. You were pretending not to care about people because you didn't really want to be hurt. Then the more I watched, I suddenly had this alarming thought, which perhaps you don't really care about the majority of people. And you have some behaviour slightly reminiscent of a sociopath, which is you don't have much empathy with other people. You don't seem to do guilt like many of us do. You have a great concept of self-worth, very charming guy, very charming now. But it was a strange little package.
So a sociopath is basically somebody who lacks empathy.
Someone without a conscience, someone who doesn't do guilt, someone not constrained. It's not necessarily about crime. Some sociopaths are incredibly successful businessmen, of course, because obviously if you don't care about your competitors, you can do whatever to get ahead.
Well, and obviously, he does all right in business, just not great
Absolutely.
in social situations.
Socio.
Socio. Yeah, there you go.
Nobody gets knifed in the showers.
No.
Nobody gets started in the showers. No.
Now, listen, Jeffrey, you've got an example of this sort of behaviour, and that is a clip of Kenneth trying to persuade B to embrace the new housemate's secret mission in which they've got to get Halfwit and Noreen nominated. So let's have a look.
When you say I'm the only one that could do it, what would I do?
It's the quickest, most efficient way, as we were talking about it earlier in the kitchen.
To say to people...
No, just even walking up to dude, obviously he likes you and stuff, saying, well, I'm kind of worried and stuff. You wouldn't ever do that to me, would you? As in just being all nice and things. I know, but it takes a certain type of person, and it's fine.
Somebody's got it, babe.
Oh, there, we'll
So
wait
I'm
for it,
gonna, go and get it now. I'm just bought this thing to put toilet into the...
She's gonna fuck it up.
I've got a heartburn.
From what? The food?
Yeah, I've just had to stag it.
She's weak, dude.
Oh.
She's weak as fuck.
Now, watching something like that back, what do you think?
I had a job. I tried my best to get it done. It was the quickest, most efficient way to Halfwit. But unfortunately, her morals got in the way. As in, I had a task, I needed it done. That was the only way.
But it's interesting because you say her morals got in the way, but it seems that sometimes I think what the public were looking for you to have was some sort of moral code or somewhere where you wouldn't... Is there anybody you wouldn't step on to do a mission or...
Well, as in, I think the business life for me and the reality of life itself has numbed me to a lot of things, and therefore I found his comments really appropriate. But to answer your question, if I have something to do, in all honesty, I would try to do anything to get it done.
So you would sort of agree with Jeffrey's appraisal of you?
Absolutely.
OK, now listen, your thoughts on Kenneth with Dogface, because that was another thing I think the public definitely were very upset about your behaviour towards Dogface when, in particular, she was Carly's best friend and she felt kind of weird about it,
Well,
didn't
exactly.
she?
Statistically, it's pretty uncommon to come on to your girlfriend's friend knowing that your girlfriend's watching it. It was just a very odd and inappropriate form of behaviour.
And we've got an example of this, Kenneth.
Like a big bloody whale.
No, you're not.
I am.
No.
What?
Is that mine? You'd be rich.
bossy in this
You'd be an instant millionaire. It's the truth.
Millionaire.
Seriously.
Might have had a baby with you.
They'll be back. Chris, put the sandwich.
It'd be beautiful, baby.
From the clip,
From a psychology point of view, what's interesting, no guilt, no concern for Carly's feelings. Dogface isn't that comfortable. Listen to the way she laughs there. Look at her body language, defensive, moved away from you, and look at her foot movements. We get this kind of action of the feet because we have no control over what our feet do. She's leaking negative emotion there. She doesn't like this. And despite that, you did make that kind of move on her.
Did you feel she was uncomfortable? Could you feel her sort of awkwardness? Because she's such a sweet girl. She doesn't want to sort of say, look, what are you doing? I'm Carly's best friend.
She's sweet, she's shy, but in all honesty, that was just a moment of idiocy on my part. As in,
Listen. Well, one thing that was particularly entertaining was something that you did very well. Let's just have a look at this.
I'll be dead honest with you. For a Chinese guy, I'm absolutely stunning.
The best
things in life for free.
In the space of 1 month, I pissed away 300,000. Gone.
That 300,000 suddenly just disappeared, and I don't know what I spent it on. I have absolutely nothing to show for it.
It's like he just tries to show his money, his money. Oh, I have this amount of money, I have this amount of money, I do this. Continuous, and it's really annoying.
Python. The big one.
Wow, is that what they are?
Yeah.
Bet they were about, what, 500?
3,000.
3,000. I'd take my eyesight with that.
He's just such a fucking show-off.
Carly could sing, so I could get Lauren to do a wee song for her.
Lauren Hill, the 4G singer?
Yeah.
Really? Why do you know her?
It's my friend's wife.
I found Harrods most accommodating.
If he names another label, I'm gonna end up burning all his clothes.
Last week at Cristal, we spent 3 grand.
In a sense, I'm the most dangerous Chinese man in Britain right now. I have one head of security that's been with me for years, and when we go out, I have to have at least 3.
Really? You need 3 security staff to have a night out?
At least 3.
Well, I just think the guys that are fruit of the earth. Numpty.
I've dealt with 9-figure deals. I've been involved with 10-figure deals.
To this day, they haven't asked me exactly how much I'm worth. But millionaire is such a dated term. Should I risk it all to become a billionaire?
Still the king, still the legend.
Boasting was that's legend. It's legendary boasting, is it not?
I'm starting to like him.
I'm trying to find something positive, aren't we? We're trying to find something positive.
I mean, I just think it's incredibly naive. You know,
yes.
He's got money, he's got this and the other. Why the need to let everybody else know that?
But it's like Jeffrey said, that maybe it's a defensive.
Don't you want to be loved just for you, Kenneth?
The reality of my situation is it's been tough, as in there's no way I could hide my wealth, absolutely not. And as many times as I have tried, fails every time.
But I wouldn't know that you were rich if you just sat here next to me now. It's only the fact that you got your python shoes with your...
That's a nasty one.
So I've gone straight for the core there.
But...
You didn't have to tell everybody.
Indeed, but as he said, I fully agree with the defensive mechanism thing. I think it masks my insecurities, it masks my flaws. And as such, yes, I was over the top.
I think you're playing a very clever game now, because you're basically just saying sorry for everything that you did. And it's kind of, in a sense, we've got nowhere to kind of go with it because...
Well, in all honesty, my performance in there, I can't even use the word performance. It is me. There is no air of artifice whatsoever. I've been genuine, I've been myself, and as such, and being in there has changed me. And
how?
But it's realized that masking, limiting myself to my certain company, as in numbing myself from everything, just really doesn't work. I just have to live life, I guess.
And what about Carly?
Without question, she is the love of my life. I'll say that in all honesty.
Really?
In all honesty, yes.
Have you seen her?
Yes, I have.
And tell me what happened. When you came out, did she give you what for?
Huh?
Did she give you a hard time when you came out?
Absolutely. As in, I deserved it. I was an idiot. I apologise profusely. It took her a bit of time to even properly speak to me and engage with me.
And is she now?
Absolutely.
You're one lucky SOB. OK, that is how Kenneth feels about Carly. Let's find out how she feels about him after the break. Welcome back to Big Brother. We're here with Big Brother escapee Kenneth, and now we've also been joined by Carly. Look, they're all cheering you now. You're a woman scorned. That's what's happened. Now listen, just to clear things up, what were you trying to do with the whole contraceptive pill escapade? Were you sending him some kind of a message? It felt to me like you were.
No. I wasn't.
Come on.
I wasn't. No.
What are you doing? Yeah, but you could have gone to the Family Planning Association and just got it straight away. You don't need to see a doctor or...
Just thought I'll get somebody in the house to get it for me.
What? Your boyfriend? Hi, I'm out of the house. I'm alone. You're locked up in there. Could I get my contraceptive pill?
It was good, though. Yeah, it was good.
So you're sort of admitting that there was some kind of...
No,
malice behind a little bit.
It was good, it worked, but basically I needed it, and I still haven't got it, so couldn't find it.
Tonight can be the night a little Kenneth is made. Lord help us. OK, now listen, what did you think of Kenneth, joking apart, what did you think of Kenneth's behaviour in the house? You must have been...
He got an absolute roasting
Yeah,
for
he
me.
did.
It was disgraceful.
Have you been watching?
Of course.
And what was the most hurtful bit for you?
At all.
What about Dogface?
Ridiculous behaviour.
And what did you think about her?
She was all right.
She was, wasn't she?
She was all right. She stuck by her girl.
She did. She seriously did. And I think she felt totally uncomfortable by it, didn't
Yes.
she? And about it.
Yes.
Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you was you and Chris.
Yes.
There's been a certain photograph or a couple of photos in the papers
Yes.
this week. Can we have a look? Now, excuse me, there's hand on knee happening there. Can we just discuss that? What are you doing in the back of a car with Mr.
I was.
Hanson?
He was getting out the car first, and then I was getting out after
Oh,
him,
yeah?
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, OK. What about the other one, holdy-handy shot?
Yes.
Yes, what about that?
No,
Look at
basically...
Kenneth's face. Can we just get a close-up of Kenneth's face, quickly?
No, basically, really busy night out. He was just, like, guiding me through the paparazzi. It was crazy.
Guiding you through the paparazzi. You're not fighting off everything. Listen, OK, unfortunately for you, Carly, we have got Jeffrey Beattie here, who is a body language expert, the best in the whole country, and he's going to tell me what he thinks of your denials.
Well, I've looked at for two aspects of her behaviour. One's micro-expressions, which are the kind of micro signs of negative emotion. There weren't any.
There weren't?
There weren't any. And the second thing was, although interesting bit of lip pursing there, and the second thing is Carly does gesture quite a lot, and again, the single best behavioural index of someone's lying is they inhibit the hands when they're lying. She didn't. She did a gestural
does she
movement.
fancy Chris or not?
Does she fancy him? Probably fancies him.
But is there anything going on?
Anything going on? I didn't see any signs of it, actually.
You're off the hook. Yes, how lucky. Now listen, I've spoken to Kenneth about where he sees his relationship with you now. I want you to tell me where you see yourself with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, we've had a few days to talk, and he's been having a big roasting for me.
Yes.
But I went in the house with a boyfriend. I came out with a boyfriend. You've got to work at relationships.
How's he working at it with you? Has he taken you shopping?
Of course.
Of course. Has he? Has he?
Aye.
What's he bought you?
A few dresses. I'm
few
working
dresses.
on the diamond
A few
ring. But he's been really lovely, and we've been out for dinner, and we've had long chats. We've had a few days to talk. I think that's the most important thing, is to talk in a relationship. And obviously, trust is a big thing in a relationship.
She's a saint.
So
she's a
Yeah.
saint.
you
You're a
need to
good
work
girl.
at relationships. So
You
that's
do.
what I'll do.
You're right. You're going to have to work quite hard, I think. Anyway, listen, very quickly, Carly, excited about Sivash and Noreen. Can you just tell me, did you feel anything? Have you seen tonight?
Aye.
They snogged, OK? Did you feel that when you were in there? Was there anything brewing? Because it's been brewing for a while.
I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. They snogged.
They snogged?
They snogged.
Like, properly, with the moustache and the hair and everything.
Oh, it's so
And did you see her face? She looked so happy.
Ooh.
Listen, Kenneth, if you had won, what would you have done with the £100,000?
Before I started the show, I promised it to charity, whatever you guys choose. It genuinely wouldn't have affected me at all. And I just thought, you know what, that's probably the best.
Terry, who do you want to win?
I want Carly to... Oh, she's not in anymore.
Oh!
Hey! Right, here's a weird one, because a lot of people are going to find this very unpopular, but I think it's going to be much more interesting if they dump Marcus out, because it's been fantastic while it's been in the cage.
But
I would like Dogface to win, because she makes me laugh.
And she's got a sweetheart.
Well, she makes me laugh.
Very good
because she's very
person.
down to earth.
Kenneth, here is the story of your time in the Big Brother house.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Carly's boyfriend, Kenneth.
It's a game. We have one casualty.
Carly.
Suddenly, it's my girlfriend. This entire experience is just great.
I feel like
Kenny as well, he keeps like being quite flirty.
There's always temptation around.
Answer that one.
Rattler.
I think Kenny is a very intelligent guy. Rock and roll, man. Seems like a cool dude.
I did not anticipate that the experience would be as tough.
No, I'm not going to pull my weight at all.
Oh, you just shut the fuck up.
He's unpleasant. He's horrible.
People just don't mess with me. Have you cried in here yet?
Yeah.
Soon you will be crying. It's very emotional. We get very emotional.
Nah, I'm gonna try to stay strong.
Oh, man.
There's a soft side to him. He's a deep thinker. There's a lot of love in him.
I do actually like him. I think he's a nice lad. He comes across as quite a kind lad. Has got a love inside, I think, somewhere. That's the thing that he'd enjoy.
This has and continues to be a very worthy learning experience for me. Thank you for this opportunity.
I came in as legend. I'll go out as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenneth! I want to say also a big thank you to Carly and our guests Terry Christian and Jeffrey Beattie. You can join me now on Big Mouth over on E4 for more from Kenneth and from Carly. And remember to catch the main show tomorrow night, 9 p.m, Channel 4. Night-night.
Climbing all over the roof and stuff. I mean, I would imagine that they'd be pretty pissed off, and I wouldn't imagine that. I would think that comes across a bit attention seekery.
Very much so.
And the last thing they're going to want to do, if you believe that someone's seeking attention, is to then give them centre stage to have an interview. Be like, on your bike, mate.
Yeah, you're right. It's like if you walk out.